Hello. Sorry, started a little later than I wanted. We had some major technical issues. Ow. Excuse me. Changing it up a little bit, though. Working on the Fennek from Trumpeter and the crew for it by Masterbox. Hello. But from what I can tell, Trumpeter did a pretty good job on this, and they gave it a full interior. So, I started on this one a while ago, been tinkering on it on and off. The LAV is almost done. Still got some weathering to do. I want to do a little more on top. I want to add more stowage, so I'm going to take the next couple days to figure out stowage for it. But there's how it's looking right now. I want to allow all the paint and everything to settle and dry and cure. Got the driver figured out. He's leaning on the hatch how I wanted him to. The hatch will be glued to his arm once he's in place. Might see if I can get him down a bit lower, but not too much. And then the rest of the guys in the turret are doing okay. So, yeah. But yeah, I can feel that with all the stuff I was slathering on it, I could feel the paint kind of becoming elastic again, and I didn't want to risk damaging it. But I want to see what I can find as far as string and stuff for rope, and I might order some 35th scale Barracuda net to roll up and put around it too, because I noticed that was very prominent on most of them. Actually, I should see how much that is. Give me one sec. Now I'm curious. Where's that jungle site? There it is. $15? I can have it here tomorrow? And it comes with sand, tan, and green. Nope, this is... Oh, yeah, mixed 3 colors. 35th scale. Why are they showing it on RC tanks, though? I don't know, what do you think? I need it. Hey, Alex. Why is your text dark? What the hell's going on? Is YouTube waiting for me to... Hey, front burner, how you doing? Let me see something here. Don't tell me that YouTube age shit's already kicking in. Well, it is the 13th over there. Let me see something here. I'm going to bring it up on my phone and see what it says. Yeah, it won't let me bring it up. Oh, I've been having a bad day too. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with YouTube because Alex said something, but now it's gone weird. Give me 1 second, guys. This could just be a YouTube issue. It says I'm live. Okay. Turn down the volume here. Alex, if you're still there, just type something really quick so I can see it pop up here. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Or... yeah, dog sitting, best friend, stupid, nice girl. 1 a.m. at night, work at 7. Or if Aries wants to go over there and type something really quick. Okay, now it popped up. It looks like, yeah, there's something weird going on. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to buy this stuff real quick. Get it on the way. I need it for the LAV if I'm going to finish it. Payment. Sorry, I know this is the wonderful content you want to see. Okay. Use. Make sure it's my address and not Aries. Place order. Okay. Camo net for the LAV is on the way. Hey, Ian, thank you. It's gross income. Oh, good lord. Welcome to the channel. Let's not make it too nasty, though, please, because we are broadcasting on 3 different things. Oh, good lord. Aries, you got that bot? I got him. I'm here right now. Yeah, okay. Now, I think there was a delay on YouTube, which is why it took a while for Alex. I'm trying, so... But look at what I'm working on now, Alex. It's not the Danish version, but it's, Yeah. Oh no, I'm 18 plus as well. It's going to be interesting to see what's going on in the world tomorrow when everything hits the fan with YouTube and all that. It shouldn't affect me at all. Everything I've done has been 18 plus since the start. But it could, because they're basing it also on what you watch and stuff like that, so we'll see. It could be a big nothing burger. It could be something. Well, if you research what's going on with YouTube right now, Yeah. It ain't gonna be free for much longer. I'm trying to get Twitch and Kick up more. Kick has already been monetized. YouTube I'm trying to get there because I also want to get away from Twitch eventually. Because of certain personalities they allow on there that I personally don't agree with, you know? And I know they wish me plenty of discomfort and death. Yeah, the thing is the Leopard 2A8 so-called an actual production thing, or is it a test vehicle? Because I've only seen the demo vehicles, and to be quite honest, for the benefit that the trophy system gives, it seems like it actually causes more issues on the Leopard. It creates shot traps, it creates technical issues, vision issues, and things like that. Like they talk about the Abrams A3, so-called, with the trophy on it as well. I have yet to actually see a lot of pictures of one in use. I think the Israelis are on the right track with it. What they've done, though, is the Merkava. Sorry, I'm a bit stuffed up. The weather's been changing here again. Hey, Nugget. Hey, Snipe. The Merkava was designed from the outset to be modular to allow stuff like that to be designed into the turret modules. For the Abrams, the Leopard, and even the Challenger, I don't know if the British are adopting it or if they're just giving up on tanks and going with the Boxer. But on our tanks, it's more of a tacked-on thing. The tank was not designed to inherently have the trophy system applied to it. I've seen the demonstrations of it. I wouldn't mind seeing a practical use of it. But in order to do that, we'd have to do something that nobody really wants to do. And I could easily see drones overwhelming the trophy system and making it kind of pointless. There's plenty of videos on YouTube showing how it works, so if you look into it, it's a neat idea, especially if you're talking on singular vehicle versus singular vehicle, even a few vehicles from different directions. But the system can be numerically overwhelmed. Okay, the driver's seat is assembled. I'm getting sub-assemblies and everything together now, so that way I can start painting things here in a bit. I've got a pretty good photo survey of the interior. There's going to be a lot more to add still. I'm not going super detailed on it, I'm just using what's in the kit. But the kit's interior is actually quite full. I think the roof's missing some stuff. Once the figures are in the hatches, you're not gonna be looking up inside it anyway. I might leave a side hatch open just so you could peek in. And I'll probably do a test fit just to see how much of the roof is visible with the radio equipment, the seats, and everything else. Nah, you're okay, Alex. You are fine. Oh, can someone do me a favor? You don't have to donate, but click the donate button on either Twitch or Kick if you're there, and let me know if it takes you to the page at least, please. There were some issues with it the other day where it wasn't working for somebody. It didn't work for me, and then it started to, and I want to make sure that it's working while I'm live. Okay, so it does work on Kick, Aries? Thank you. I know we don't have alerts set up for Kick on that. I just don't think so. I just can't wait till next week. I'm not going anywhere. Plans have changed a little bit on the Camaro. Neighbor across the street has offered to replace my leaf springs for me. He said it shouldn't take too long. All the nuts and bolts in the car aren't rusted to the point where they are seized. So he said it should be hour and a half, 2 hours. And he'll do it in my garage. Okay. PE9 and 1. I've already got the leaf springs, the bushings, and all that. While he's under there, I might ask him if he minds swapping out the gear in my transmission for the speedometer. See if I can get a working speedometer. Thing hasn't worked since I bought the car. I've been using a GPS speedometer. Okay, this was number 1. Just sanding off the nubs from the photo etch. But this is a kit I've wanted to do. I was really hoping Revell Germany would have done this one first. But they didn't. Well, he's in the Army, and he works on another vehicle I have a fondness for. I wonder if you could guess what that vehicle is. So I'm just getting this bent loosely at first. Just trying to figure out how it all goes. Because... Aries Studios, thank you for the tip. I wonder what that's going to go fund. I appreciate it. But, I don't know if anybody read on YouTube when I put the little thing up there. For years, I've been telling my wife I want a Hummer. I want a Hummer. I want a Humvee. I want a Humvee. She thought I meant an H2 or an H3. She's like, why would you want a gas guzzling, blah, 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 blah. And we were talking about it again the other night, and she didn't realize I meant the actual Humvee, an actual military Humvee. The site that sells them, the California ones, are a day's drive from here. We actually drove by the place on the way out to LA last month. And I just said, I wonder if that's the place. Turns out it is. So, it's going to be a long save. Probably won't see any real appreciable effort until next year. But yeah, it's a goal It's something I've wanted since I first saw one in '86. I can't explain it, but I've wanted one since before I was into cars, you know? It's just really hard to explain. Okay. My fingers are too fat for this. So I don't know if she knew how serious I was, but yeah. It doesn't mean we're getting rid of the Camaro. If anything, it'll actually help the situation with the Camaro. Because the one thing I can't do right now, like the thing with the leaf springs, if my neighbor wasn't offering to help, I wouldn't be doing it. I can't afford to risk having my car down for an extended period of time. He says he can do it in a day. I believe him. I know I couldn't do it, so... And it really isn't that hard. I've got jacks, jack stands, I've got all the pieces and parts. I just need someone with a bit more physical ability than I do to help. Yeah, that looks really good. And that's another reason is with the move coming up in about a year and a half. I'm gonna be yeah, but with the move coming up, the area we're moving to, it may not be the best to be driving the Camaro between September and March, depending on how it goes there. Spokane itself doesn't get a lot of snow very often, but the outlying areas do. And they may not be plowed as thoroughly. So do I risk the really extremely damn near irreplaceable car? Or do I get the military vehicle designed to be off-road? So yeah, unless it's for something kind of special, any donations from here on out are going towards the Humvee. It's up to you guys if you want to assist with that. Unless it's for something like supplies for paints and glue. I've got more than enough kits right now. Yeah, we're going to change this up a bit. These headphones aren't the greatest. This music sounds so much better on my stereo. Or I should say on my theater system. Okay, let's try this one. And what's funny is I could even get an 1151 if I wanted. The problem is it won't have doors or the 50 cal ring or the hatch or armor, but it'll have the back part, it'll have a roof, and it'll have windows, because they have to strip it of all the armored parts before they can sell it. So in this case, I'm probably just going to go for a simple 1027 or 998. Or a 10... What is it? 1097? The Mobile Workshop one? And while the turbo diesel version would be fun, I don't want to deal with the possibility of a runaway. I don't know if we're going to get to any painting today, but we're going to do a lot of construction on this. I need to see something, though. I think this middle hump is NATO green. The surrounding floor and bulkheads is gray. These are NATO green, but this is gray. Photos. I have a folder full of pictures of this thing inside and out. Yep. Okay. So this will be green as well. Gunship gray panel. There's decals for the instruments. But this right here is black, because it's like a foam padding that's over it. Okay. Yep. This will be green. These are green. That's black. There might be a lot of brush painting. I might just give it a coat of NATO green inside, and then obviously leave the seats out, but then just start brush painting a lot of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, black floor pads. Okay. C13, that's this. Depending on when the netting gets here tomorrow, we may jump back on the LAV. I want to print out the Coleman cooler for the back of the turret and see if I can find some other little odds and ends of stowage to put back there. The camo netting will take up a lot of the empty space that I'm having difficulty filling. Okay, this goes here. Come on, up against the wall. There you go. But so far, this kit has been a dream. If you guys have been wanting to build a Fennek, and you've been on the fence about the Trumpeter kit, pick it up. It has just fallen together. There's been no fit issues whatsoever. The only thing I would like to add is on the real Fennek, not downrange, not the ISAF ones that had the slat armor over the windows, but there's some on exercise in Germany, maybe the Netherlands, I can't remember which. I need pictures so I can figure out how to replicate it, but there was a fine mesh that they put over the windows as an anti-glare. And I want to see if I could figure out how to recreate that somehow and apply it. Oh, I could do that here too. In the US, as long as the gun is demilitarized, you can't use it. The tracks have rubber pads. There's headlights, taillights, turn signals, and a horn, and a place to mount the license plate. I could do it here too. People might complain about it. It might not be the wisest thing to take through some of our busier areas. But yeah, it's completely legal to do that here too. My main concern with the Humvee is registering it, and not because of what it is, but because of the environmental restrictions of where I live. But I will wait until I actually am closer to getting it, before I really dig into that, because it's possible that they may roll back a lot of the diesel emissions requirements, and I might not have to worry about it. Yeah, you'd be surprised what you can own on the road here in the U.S. It's, like I said, most people wouldn't like it, especially with the way the news goes about things. But the town I'm moving to, if I owned a tank and drove it around, it wouldn't be a big problem. If I did it here, and it was more than just a local runaround, then it would be a problem. Like, I wouldn't go driving it down the main road to Walmart or something, but I'd go around the corner with it to the gas station. But again, here, same as in the UK or even other parts of Europe, if you own a tank, you have the land to use that tank. I don't know if Aries ever made it out to the tank museum with me. I think he did a couple times for some RC tank running. But yeah, those guys, the museum, the first museum anyway, not the one that's in the Snetterton area now, but it was actually built on a former chemical weapons facility that was itself built on top of the original World War I tank training grounds. But like, if I owned a Chieftain here, I could take it down the street, you know? Yeah, that too. Good luck finding a Sheridan in running order right now. I think we could all use a little shillelagh action. Yeah, little fact about the Sheridan. When it first came out, the shock of firing the shillelagh missile, after a time, was dislodging the circuit boards in the turret's firing computers. So the fix was they glued a piece of foam pad inside the cover. So when you closed it, it held everything in place when it fired. And that was the same gun that was in the M60A2. But they tried to do a lot of weird stuff with that thing, and it just wound up not working at all. But of the tanks that are out there, the Sheridan is one that I would actually drive regularly if I owned one. You know, I'd drive it around town if I had the money to buy a tank outright like that. That is one I would have. Smaller scout vehicles like that would actually be easier to drive around town and own than something like a Chieftain or an M60 or an Abrams. I'm just going through the instructions. We're going to be backtracking for the outside again, just like on the LAV. But I'm just slowly going through, making sure that all the bits and pieces are being bit and pieced where they need to be. Driver's seat, we need to make 2 of these. Okay, A6, A11. Yeah, the Starship. It was used for a short time. And then it was quickly not used. The few that still exist outside of museums are... Okay, I need 2 of these. And these. So I'm just making sure I've got all the sprues I need so I'm not cluttering up the workspace. So the ones that aren't in museums, like I think it was the Littlefield collection, or it used to be, before he passed away and they dispersed it. The rest got either returned back into service as M60A1s or A3s, or they were turned into bridge layers. The way you can tell if it was once an M60A2 is below the barn doors at the back of the tank. The hull, the casting of the hull bulges out more, and some of the A2s had a closed breech scavenge system installed, and that's where some of the equipment was housed to make it work. So you might see some bridge layers that have that bulge on the bottom, and that's a sign they were once an M60A2. See, you learn useless information from me all the time on here. But from what I've heard, the missile firing, even in the M60, would make that thing rock back like nothing. And I take you've been working a lot lately, Alex? Missed you the past few streams, but then again, I haven't been on at the most opportune times for you either. So I'm just getting all the bits off this sprue that I'm going to need. Oh, I am really sounding stuffed up, aren't I? Had a couple sneezing fits at work. I hope I'm not coming down with a cold right when my 4 days off start. Which will be Sunday. Excuse me. I was half tempted to get the new Academy M60A2. I know didn't Dragon do one? And I think maybe AFV Club did one. I'll have to look. I haven't been keeping up on who's been doing the big tanks lately. And I know the track width issues screwed it up, but it wouldn't be... It'd be kind of neat to do a T29. I think that's what it was, or T95 as most people know it. Saw the only remaining one at the Patent Museum back in 2007. That was well before it got moved to Georgia. But when I'm ready to pull the trigger on getting the Humvee, it'll be quick. And I'm gonna go through all the auctions available at the time at the place. I could literally drive out there in a day. So the plan would be, you know, win the auction, get it, and then once the date's arranged, just drive out to... We probably have to shoot past it to Barstow. Overnight there. The next morning, go get the vehicle. And then begin driving it back. Probably stop in St. George. Overnight there. And then go from St. George to home. It's the safest way, anyway. But we'll see. There may not even be any available when I finally get up enough to go do it. And when we move, I'd either use the Humvee to tow the Camaro. I just get a flat trailer, put it on it, and go. Thank you for that. Or when we move, I drive the Camaro up, catch a one-way back, and drive back up with everybody else when we move all of our household goods. Hey Yankee, how you doing? Okay. D27 and 14. Time to build the radio rack. Or one of them, anyway. One guy controls the crows, and the other one controls the telescoping eyeball. Yeah, so far I'm pretty happy with how the LEV is turning out, though. I don't really have a planned, like, end goal for it. I'm really just throwing shit at it and seeing what sticks. I just had an itch to build an LAV-25. I'll have to ask my brother if he ever got to mess around with them. I know he did. He got to get tossed around on the tuna boats pretty often. But I don't know if he was ever attached to a unit that used the Piranha. Actually, I can ask him. Durr. He's probably still awake since he's in Florida. Let's see what he says. He was one of the NBC instructors at Kaneohe Marine Corps Station. But they also had a Marine Amphibious detachment there with AAVs, and most likely LAVs, because they are an amphibious vehicle. So... Let me finish the seats before I get started on this. Stop getting ahead of yourself. There's armrests as well. Okay. On the Fennek, yes, they use and I'm just going to call it what it is, the MG42, the M2 Browning or the 40 mil. I forget which one is in this kit. I'd have to give it a second and look. Okay, there's that. I forget if this kit comes with options for each, for the weapon station or not. So weekday streams are going to be shorter for the time being. I'm really pushing to get myself back into a schedule again. I know I said that last time. I mean it now. But expect them to probably be closer to the 2-hour time limit at most, as opposed to the 3-hour to 4-hour time limit on the other streams. We'll see. They probably will get longer, at least matching the other ones, if I am not able to make the day off streams longer. Because my intent with the ones on my days off, and I'm going to use the 4-day weekend as a an opportunity to push myself to, one, stay on schedule for work since I'm getting up that early anyway. But I want to get up at the 5:36 time frame and be on and streaming by 7 to see if my analytics are correct and that I have an audience that is viewing my stuff at that time of the day. I mean, imagine being able to watch me at, 2 or 3 in the afternoon instead of 8 or 9 at night. If you're even off work by then. I'm just using that as an example. And it looks like a high proportion of people looking at my stuff are also from Japan. Which is interesting. But yeah, for now, expect the weekday streams. And depending on how they go, how everything goes, I really need to plot out a down day schedule where I'm not streaming. Right now, it most likely could be Tuesday, Wednesday. Like, I know I'm on Tuesday right now. We'll see how next week does. Because usually Tuesday is when I return to work after my days off, or day off. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a good rest day in that. And it's midweek. Kind of a lull period. But I'll use this week and next week as a kind of, to gauge a metric on it, I guess you could say. I think Aries fell asleep. Yeah, no worries. You'll have the VOD too. I know the VOD's not as fun because it's not interactive. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. My next day off is going to be Friday. So in part of this, I'll be trying to be on a little bit earlier that day too. I'm not too worried about the seat backs. You're not going to see these two. This one I might do some light filling and sanding. Because you will see a lot of it right there. Okay. How long has this camera been locked up? There. I think my C920 might be on the way out. Great. We'll see. We have to play it by ear. Yeah, how long has that been locked up for? I'm sorry about that, guys. You didn't miss too much. I was just building the seats. Facecam's still been working, so it was hard to tell, I guess. Ares is definitely fallen asleep. That or he's really engrossed in WoW. If he's playing WoW, that's alright. He really... That's his jam. I think if I was in a different place in life when WoW came out, I probably would have got hooked on it. But wrong place, wrong time for me. And my feet are freezing today. So that'll be right there. It's saying to put these in the up position. I'm going to put them in the down position, to be honest. They fit better. They don't really fit too well in the up position. They kind of interfere with the chair itself. Or maybe have one up, depending on the side of the vehicle it'll be on. So this one, have the outboard one up. Let's try that. We'll throw a little glue on it and see what happens. There we go. Since these are the same, right side seat's done. And left side seat. I'm not gonna lie, I am actually very tired right now. I got maybe 3 hours of sleep. Tossing and turning, head wouldn't shut down. Stupid BS worries running through it that I really had no need to worry about, kind of stuff. Any of you guys ever have nights like that? I know Ares does. Though I know his are worse than mine. For good reason. Alright, seats back here. And you. Alright, so there's that. Surprised we've had no furry visitors. Not even under the desk. We're getting close to break time anyway. Yeah, it's been an hour. There's that. And this sprue. Where are we musically? Okay. See, I'm going to get the radio rack built. I'll probably leave it separate for painting, just so I can get those knobs and switches easier, but the entire thing gets painted NATO green anyway. Get that picture back up. Yeah, the whole rack is NATO green. Yeah. I wish I had better pictures of the wiring for it, but I'm not too worried about that. Oh, it's photo etch. Okay. And if anyone's got any questions about what I'm doing, feel free to ask. Can't see the time. 5:48. Okay. Like I said earlier, I just want to get most of the inside done. Okay, that whole thing in the middle comes out. So that way we could possibly paint it tomorrow. I am really fighting to keep going right now. I'm that tired. There we go. there. And while these are still somewhat wet from being glued, I can splay them outward and get this in place. Maybe. Or maybe it's time to release the deadly neurotoxin. Oh, there we go. Oh, neurotoxin time. Now we're good. The tolerance is just really tight, which is not a bad thing. Okay. This is going to sit right there. This is going to be a really full interior. Let me just place these seats in real quick. Just for giggles. Shits and giggles. Yeah, we're going to have a pretty good interior here. Okay. Seat. Radio. Radio. Other seat. Seat. Steering wheel. Okay. Look at the front bumper real quick. It's saying to glue the front bumper on after installing the headlights. Headlights are like the last thing I do. Yep, I can do them last on this too. I just didn't want them getting trapped behind a brush guard of some sort and not being able to put the lens in. We're good. So, I'm going to take a move around break. If you've been sitting for a while with me, I suggest you do the same. We're going to pause. Be right back in about 5 minutes. Alright, we are back. Throat is dry. Then again, it is almost 100 degrees today. Still locked up. Are we good? No, we're good. Oh. Okay. Yeah, let me get the front bumper on. I don't think there's a heck of a lot left to do on the interior. I think there's a fire bottle that needs to get put up still, and there's some stuff that gets glued to the roof. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Thought you went to sleep. Oh, man. The WoW has claimed you. But I do need to research cat hair. No, I don't need to research cat hair. I need to research this vehicle in ISAF use, so I can get an idea of what it looked like in the field, a little dirty, because the figure set I got for it shows the crew kind of hanging out on the vehicle having a smoke break. And meanwhile, there's a couple of KSK infantry in the foreground, and it came with all 5 of those figures. But it doesn't show anything on the Fennek. And I know that the Bundeswehr forces didn't really load their vehicles down with a lot of crap. So I know I'm not in anything, you know, stowage-wise. But if there's something little that could, you know, give it a bit of life that I could add to it, I'd like to. Trying to be careful with the back. I had to build all of that for some reason. Forget why. But the really difficult part's going to be the glass, because they've got it sandwiched. Like, you see the bolts and stuff here. They've got the glass you put in, then you put another layer of armor over it. So they've got a weird kind of sandwich going on for the glass. You know, another model that would go really well with this. I really can't be buying more, God. Urgh. The Panhard VBL. Yeah, you see, there's the glass sandwich. All of this I can skip. It's all external, all external. There we go. They're saying the roof is medium heavy green? Or medium gray green? The inside of the roof. I'm seeing white padding. So yeah, that's a lie. I might try and add some of this stuff to the roof. It's just boxes and cables, but it would just give it a bit of enough of a flourish. I don't know, what do you think? Waste a day detailing the inside of the roof, or get on with it? Let's get the computers glued in first and see. And I can test how much. So say it's even glued to a wooden base. You really wouldn't see a lot. Why is it I heard that in the Monty Python crowd scene? With Tim the Enchanter especially saying it. Isn't that the way everybody says it? Alright. So we're skipping ahead several generations. There is photo etch I've got to put on these seats too. I'll get to that when I can. I want to research those because the instructions aren't terribly clear. So C4 E26. I'll need the D sprue as well. Okay, we'll keep that one out. I don't need the C one for a while. Okay. Was it 26 or 62? 62, okay. Number dyslexic. Dealing with numbers all day, yeah, E30 D5. E30. Okay, am I just being a brain-dead moron? Don't answer that. Jerk. And like the one viewer said earlier, yes, I have 18 plus on here. Not so I can be vulgar, but because some of the content is 18 plus. I do a lot of female figures on here too. And while they might be PG-13 over in their overall content, 18 plus is the only thing I can put up there. Not that I want kids like coming in and watching anyway. "18 plus does not always mean vulgarity, but it means I don't want 13-year-olds in here. Not if they're going to be your typical 13-year-old. If they're going to ask about modeling and learn, that's fine. Overall, the content is technically PG-13, with a lot of swearing. But that doesn't mean I'm inviting children in. I'm guessing they left before I could address that, but shows you how slow my brain's working today. Problem is, this is offset. That makes sense, though, right? Or are you raising your hand because you got a question? I need to build the arm that this sits on, because I'm getting questionable stuff that I can't figure out just yet. I think the screen is offset to the seat that's using it, but I don't know which side that is from how it's looking, because they've drawn everything centered, but the hole isn't centered. Ooh, that airs tonight. Should I watch it? Or should I let more come out first? Too bad it's not on Amazon, because we could do a watch party. And is Hulu letting it air episodically every week, kind of like they did with Andor Season 2? Or are they stream dumping it like Stranger Things? Okay. Idiot pins aren't lining up, so we're going to trim them off. I like more bass, less guitar. I know you guys know what I'm talking about when you need certain music for certain moods, you know? Go to your home. There we go. So the bias is going to be to this side. Okay. See, this is also from Evil Sound. It's not bad. Come on. The plastic, it defies me. Come on. Aha! Got it! So yeah, after stream I'm going to get with the wife. We'll get Hulu installed on my Xbox down here, because I think we get it for free from my son's school. And yeah, I'll watch the first episode of Alien Earth, and we will see. So all these roof-mounted computers and shit are going to be staying separate. Because while they get glued here, I want to be able to paint the roof. And I'm probably going to throw in a couple chunks of plastic that I can paint and some wires between, because that bothers me. We won't be painting it today, though. No worries. Restart your PC. I'm gonna use some... Ow. Hands hurting today. No, I'm not gonna use my hands hurting. I'm gonna use some Mr. Surfacer to... There we go. Fill in these sink marks. Where's my paper towel? Because I know Ares said to get on with it. I am going to defy his request, and we will be doing a little bit of detailing. Not because it's needed, but because it's going to annoy me if I don't, and I can't unsee it. Who attacks my chair? Oh, hi, Allie. There we go. We have a kitty cat. Yeah, Arnie is definitely beginning to wane even more. He no longer does chair cat. Allie is carrying on the tradition. And she's doing it quite well. She's actually... What are you doing? No, we are not doing desk cat. Chair cat, please. I have chemicals out. Really? It's not even near 3 hours yet, Allie. I think Aries just now restarted his computer. Either that or he's watching on his phone, too. See, I called it. Hey. Hey. Hey, little brat. Be careful, you're gonna knock stuff off the desk. You keep doing this. Come here, little brat. Come on. Come here. Now you're gonna go boneless mode? Come on. Stand up. Oh, come here. Oh, come here, girl. Hi, pretty girl. Hi. Yeah. I know, you're trying to make me happy. I know. Arnie's on the way out. It's got me sad. Thank you. Pretty girl. It's a pretty girl. Yeah. Hi. I'm annoying you, aren't I? You want to get on the chair? Come on. Chair. Chair. Nope, not table. Or you can get down. One or the other. Okay. Oh, this has options for the 40 mil, the MG 42, but not the 50 cal. Okay. One more computer thing to build. And then, I just need the E sprue for all this. We are no longer the Knights Husseini. E91. '63. Aries, I fear that the encyclopedic knowledge our generation has of Monty Python and the Holy Grail will soon become a lost art. There used to be a time you could walk in a place and go, "Nee!" out loud. And you would hear a chorus of responding, "Nee!" I don't think that happens anymore. People won't look at you weird these days because there's, plenty of other people just walking around, folding themselves in half and making weird noises anyway. But, yeah. the thing is, I'm not incorrect in this. And this gets glued here. E60. I think it's some kind of GPS thing. There's 79. Fire bottle. I'm not mumbling to myself too much today, am I? I know I got a problem with that too. No, but Hobby Boss did a Panhard VBL, which is the French equivalent to this vehicle. There it is, a little GPS thing. Even though I think the instructions have them backwards. Nope, okay. I just didn't have a relation of them inside the vehicle. Yeah, it's going to be interesting trying to do Flecktarn camo in 35th scale. I might be able to get by just by using dithering. Whereas instead of trying to recreate it, you know, in more exacting proportions, I can just use like stippling of the different colors with a real ratty brush to mimic it. Okay, I need to see something else on these hatches. Okay, there are some controls that stick down. That's good. Okay, where did I overlook it? There. So I'm just trying to get a grasp on what's doing what on these hatches. It's showing these two installed, but I don't recall seeing any steps for that. They're going to be opened anyway. I just want to be sure. Aha, there we go. There's that one. And there's that one. Okay. Yeah, they can be added from the outside. They get painted the same green. And I know it's a bit short, by about 15 minutes, but I think we'll call it a stream. We'll let it dry. And then tomorrow, we'll start painting on the interior. I'll probably throw the little bits and bobs on here. It's just going to be a couple chips of white plastic and some wire, probably solder, just to do the wiring. Make it look kinda right, because you will be able to notice it. And I think that'll fill it out just right. I just need to give this time to dry, so then I can sand it down. But yeah, I think we'll call it a stream for today. Things go well tomorrow. I'll be back on tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully a hair bit earlier, barring any technical issues. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. So thanks for hanging out. Thank you again for the tip, Aries. And